Now we head to the Junior Rotax final. Let's have a look at the starting grid ahead of 13 minutes plus 2 additional laps of racing. Max Swiderski and Boris Maximov making an all-Dutch front row. Thies van Wijk and Lars Lambers, row 2. Dave Stevens and Alexander Van Meeuwen round out row 3. Ryan Kiewitzbosch and Thomas Verheyen round out row 4 with Bodine Blankenberg and Ryan Bourguignon rounding out the top 10. Bran van der Weken joined by Aaron Vida on row number 6. Row 7, Jake Menton and Lieke van Berkel. Row 8, Rocco Keur and Tom Reijer with Noah Neumann, Eva Dorrestein, Luca van Leer and Jur Valkenaars rounding out the top 20. João Maria Pereira, Henry Melchior, Vince Thies, Oliver Janssen, Tony van Leersum, Luden Engelsman, Nicholas Nys, Jim Bak, Fabian Grootman, Nicolas Machon, Rick Corporal, Jort van Ekelen, Levi Dries, and Temo Koopmans round out the 34-strong grid. Koopmans was actually classified last for being found underweight post-race for the pre-final. The 228 received a penalty for unsportsmanlike driving. So Rocco Keur, and then we have the 223. Well, we had 8 drivers in total that all received 5-second time penalties post-race. So you had the 285 of Lieke van Berkel, the 223 of Bourguignon, the 231, Jake Menton, 266 Dorrestein, 284 Van Leer, 225 Valkenaars, 218 Janssen, and 224 of Levi Dries. So quite a few penalties were issued. So the red lights are on the starting gantry. 34 Junior Rotax drivers set to go into battle for one final time. Revs rise. Lights are on. Lights are out first time. We are underway on the run down to turns 1 and 2. Max Swiderski trying to keep a hold of the lead at the moment. Boris Maximov going round towards the outside. And a big accident at turn 2. 8, 9 carts involved. Some managing to get away. I think one of which was Rick Corporal in the number 244. So we've got yellows at Marshall post number 1. There is one driver trying to make their way through, but Max Swiderski has just had the lead snatched away from him through turn 7, and now he's lost out second as well. So Boris Maximov in P2. Thies van Wijk now up into the race lead. Dave Stevens now up into P4. Chasing down Swiderski for third. So a few drivers trying to do the old switcheroo coming through the final corner. Van Wijk leads after the opening lap by 6.5 tenths. Head of Maximov. Swiderski. Oh, we've got a yellow flag at Marshall post 2. There's one stricken on the outside of turn 4. Driver walking away from the cart. So quite a few dramas in the opening lap and a half, or lap and a half here in this Junior Rotax final. Drama for the 229 I've just spotted. I think it might be the 229, it might be the 228, Rocco Keur possibly. But Van Wijk leads the way. Maximov second. There's Dave Stevens leading the rest of the train, which includes Lars Lambers at the front end of it. Thomas Verheyen in the 288. Alexander Van Meeuwen at the back of it. There's 3 other drivers trying to also give chase. So Van Wijk leads by nearly 8.5 tenths of a second. There's a that was a chance opportunity there for Thomas Verheyen to put one up on Lars Lambers. So quite a few drivers involved in the battle for P3. Stevens ahead. Oh, Lambers. I'm not too sure if he got an assist from behind, but did he accidentally tap the rear bumper of Taze Stevens coming out of the chicane? A bit too difficult to make that out, but the kart was twitching from left to right. Now there's an opportunity. Oh, dearie me. Lars Lambers went deep up the inside of Taze Stevens. 4-3rd, lost out the position. And that allowed Thomas Verheyen to get through. Stevens now back through. There's Swiderski. Trying to get through on the 2-2-3 of Bourguignon. Van Meeuwen. Oh, we've had a drama. Coming out of turn number 3. It looks like Alexander Van Meeuwen was involved in the 2-2-7. So yellow flags just briefly waved at Marshall Post 2. Looks like there was more than one kart involved. I do say it takes two to tango. And it takes two, majority of the times, it takes two drivers to have an incident. So with 9 minutes and 20 seconds still to go, plus the additional 2 laps, Van Wijk leads by 1.2 seconds. And now we'll come across the line again and goes quicker still. 56.981 expands the gap between himself and Boris Maximov to nearly 1.6 seconds. Stevens needs to do one of two things. Either go off on his own or get the rest behind to start following him, to chase down Maximov, to chase down Taze Van Wijk, not just for second, but for the race lead. And Bourguignon not wanting to hang about, looks up the inside. Through goes the French driver. And that was a nice little exchange. Neatly places the kart up the inside and gets the job done. Swiderski is waiting in the wings, though. So this is 4th to 6th place. And Swiderski looking for a move up the inside of Verheyen. Tries to stop the attack coming out of the final corner. And a little bit of a touch between the pair as they run slightly deep into turn 2. But joining them is Ryan Kiewitzbosch in 7th place. And even at this stage, it's difficult to, say who's going to be the best driver, who's going to win the race. Well, we have had a change of position. So we have 7 minutes and 10 seconds to go in this race. And it's getting a bit feisty out there. There's the 2.66 of Eva Dorrestein, her first race in a road tax, and has just done a great move up the inside at turn 3 on Alexander Van Meeuwen, who's just got back through. And that's Aaron Vida in the 2.68, just behind the 2.66 from the Netherlands. Eva Dorrestein actually was one of the finalists, along with the likes of Vanessa Solkanaite and Alice Fairclough for the girls on track assessment. Also competes a lot domestically in karting, but here we go. There's a bit of a it could be a little bit of action happening, and there is, courtesy of Taze Stevens and Ryan Bourguignon. The two very close proximity to one another. Max Swiderski has got the ringside seat. Nicholas Nys out on the opening lap. Jort van Ekelen out on lap 4. Vince Dries now drops to the back end of the field as Taze Stevens loses out 3rd position to Ryan Bourguignon. And that was through at turn 7. Max Swiderski now looking for the inside move at turn 9 on the 2.82. that did not, well, that was quite clearly a case of, you know, full commitment, but not exactly the best. It's difficult to say when you can and when you can't overtake. In karting, you can make some wonderful overtakes. I still remember Sebastian de Grand's overtake at the outside of turn number 7. Here, Dave Stevens looking up the inside of Ryan Bourguignon. This is allowing Max Swiderski to get through on the French driver. And Swiderski now up to P4. And is holding his own in this race. So 277. Jod van Ekelen actually had a rear bumper loose, so meatball flag was given. Right, so we've had another couple of penalties. Thomas Verheyen has got a time penalty, and so has the 242. Lars Lambers. Both have just received a 3-second post-race time penalty for ignoring a yellow flag. We did have one a little while ago as well. So Dave Stevens, Max Swiderski and Ryan Bourguignon still battling away over this final position in the top 3. You've still got the additional 2 laps after the timer has expired. João Maria Pereira up 5 places from 21st to 16th. Temo Koopmans demoted through technical disqualification at the end of the pre-final, now has made up 12 positions. Biggest mover of this race. Not necessarily of the weekend, but this particular race. And still, the fireworks have come out. Oh, right, here we go. So that is Swiderski, Verheyen, Bourguignon, Kivitz Bosch, Van der Vreken, Dorrestein and Blankenberg. Right. So that is 3rd to 10th, covered in 1.2 seconds. And there are more carts joining the train. So from Swiderski down to Luca van Leer in 13th position. That's just over 2 seconds. Not much when you think about it, but then you see these drivers racing these packs like we see now. And sometimes you'll think, oh, right, I really, really need to get away. I need to get my mind clear. And then you see something like that happens, and you're like thinking, oh my goodness, like we've got a real fight in our hands. That's what we have here. So from Verheyen in 3rd to Alexander Van Meeuwen. That's about 7 or so seconds. But then it's going to be 3 wide. Someone's gone high, wide and handsome around the outside on the run down the Jutterplan into turn number 7. And it was 3 wide. I was just like thinking, hopefully there's nothing's going to happen here. But with the unpredictability of motorsport, that can happen. Speaking of unpredictability, spots of rain have just been hitting the commentary box. And I think the weather could be shifting. And I use the word preemptively, think. And the lead now is coming up to 3.3 seconds. Max Swiderski's going to lose another spot. Maybe, yeah, make that 2. Could have been 3. Courtesy of Bran van der Vreken. Oh, mistake there from Kivitz Bosch in the 232. As, oh, right, one of the CRGs has gone off. And that's the 232. Kivitz Bosch is off. And that's at turn 6. So the question is, this weather. And the rain is not coming down in the traditional sense. If it's significant enough, it is happening. down at turn 10, I saw one driver completely sideways. Completely sideways. And that person, I think, was João Maria Pereira. Was very, very lucky that did not go around. And the rain started to come down heavier. I can see it on the roof. There's a puddle, and it is literally starting to... well, it did have a quick, like literally spurt of rainfall happening. And now you can see drivers are all over the place. This is getting a bit treacherous. The timer has expired. So there are darker clouds. Yep, there's João Maria Pereira from Portugal, who's gone around. So these drivers have to be very, very careful. Incredibly, incredibly careful right now. Thijs van Wijk is still leading. Max Swiderski, I've seen up the order as well. These drivers are just going to have to play it safe. They can't take any undue risks. So it could be completely well, sounds like a Spa conundrum here. Can be completely dry at one part of the circuit and wet somewhere else. And you're on slick tyres, that can cause you a problem. 2 laps to go in this Junior Road Tax final. Yep, I've just noticed the rain is starting to come down again. 2 wide, coming out of turn number 4. Incredibly, incredibly close. But some of these drivers are just... oh, right, yellow flags at Marshall Post 1. So another driver's gone straight on. Someone else has gone off, and that's the 296. And that was Bran van der Weken. And the karts are struggling. Everyone is struggling for traction. We're on the penultimate lap of the race, and the rain is coming. The rain is coming, even though there is sunshine coming through parts of the blue sky up above. Everyone is, it's like dancing on an ice rink with race boots on your feet, not ice skates. You are literally trying to do everything to not rotate the kart, not have an incident with anybody else. It has caused absolute pandemonium. The drivers will be breathing the biggest sigh of relief possible as we go on to the final lap. What a drama, and it's really turned what's going to be the finishing order upside down. Kiewitzbosch out, Valkenaars out, Van Ekelen, nice, all out. And they are still having to use alternative racing lines as we are on the final lap. This is not what the Junior Road Tax division were expecting. I don't think any of us were expecting this to happen. But drivers who are at the sharper end of the field have tumbled down the order. Pereira was up and has gone down. Kiewitzbosch straight on at turn 6, rearranges the soft barriers and is out. Van Leersum out. These drivers have not got to, they've got to not trip all over each other's, as we've got the checkered flag. It is Van Wijk that's won it, but there's a GKS Lemons power kart, Bran van der Weken. So, and we got Noah Neumann also, who have stopped out on circuit. At this rate, a heavy rate of attrition in this Junior Road Tax final. The checkered flag waves. Some drivers still going side by side. But Thijs van Wijk takes the win by 3.1 seconds ahead of Thijs Stevens. Boris Maximov, Ryan Bourguignon, and then Max Swiderski ran at the top 5. Thomas Verheyen, Evert Dorrestein, 18th to 7th. Weathered the rainstorm that we've just had, so to speak, and has done really, really well on debut in a first final in a road tax. Aaron Vida, Lars Lambers, Luca Van Leer ran at the top 10. Bodine Blankenberg, Alexander Van Meeuwen down in 12th. Ahead of Tom Reger, Jake Menton, Jim Back, Rocco Kerr, Lieke Van Berkel, Temo Koopmans, Henry Melchior, João Maria Pereira rounds out the top 20. Levi Dries, Fabian Rodman, Nicolas Machon, Rick Corporal, Nudes Engelsman, Oliver Janssen, Vince Dries, I don't think I've seen cross the line yet. Bran van der Weken and Noah Neumann out on with 2 laps to go. Van Leersum, Kiewitzbosch, Valkenars, Van Ekelen and Nys not making it to the finish in what was a very, very topsy-turvy Junior Rotax final.